Hello, it's me again, Tari, Tara, whatever. I am here to finish the every single Warhammer 40k faction explained part 1. I can't believe this is part 1 and I'm just doing part 2 of my review of part 1 by the great Bricky. I hope that's right. It's been so long, I don't remember. Thank you haters in the comments that have fed me for the past month. I couldn't have done it without you. I don't know why people are such haters. Like, I say something at the beginning and that completely turns you off and you feel like you need to tell us in the comments. Whatever. Moving on. I was told I have to do a shout out. So apparently Bernard tried to surprise me by getting, I don't know, a set of Tyranids, and he was starting to paint them. It's not my fault that I found them. We literally were changing the battery of a fire alarm and he had them on the table. I wouldn't have even noticed unless he had said something, which he did, so it's his fault. So he started, and this is one of them. It's a big chunky boy. I don't know what he is, so don't ask me, but I'm sure you people out there who love to paint, like, I think this is in the initial stages. He's nowhere near done, he tells me. I think it just looks cool by itself, but we'll see where it goes. Maybe on future videos, I'll hold it up and show you his progress. So again, I am continuing my review of every single Warhammer 40k faction explained. I think we stopped here at the Adeptus Mechanicus, so let's see what's going on there.
Is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
Technology! The Adeptus Mechanicus.
I forgot that in this video, the editing they were putting on the legs, that caught me off guard. I was just like, what is happening? But yeah, let's go on.
Adeptus Mechanicus are a technophile cult on Mars. Now, these people are a little bit weird because they don't actually really believe in the Emperor of Mankind. And you might think, oh, whoa, Bricky, that sounds like some heresy. A little bit. They believe in the Emperor, they believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray to something called the Omnissiah. And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines. And if you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well? That sounds like super heresy. Well, yes-ish, but they also make all your guns, and they make all your tanks, and they make everything that you have, so you can't really tell them to fuck off, because you're not gonna win nothing if you don't got stuff to shoot people with. See, their Omnissiah at least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines. Your Honda Civic, your standard bolt gun, your Dune Strider Walker, your giant mechs, your huge ships. The Omnissiah is present through all. And the only reason your stuff works is because the machine's spirit in it says it works. If you want your gun to work, your tank to run, you must pray to it. And I mean full stop. You need to start chanting in high Gothic. You need to burn incense. You need to sit on your knees and pray to that car. You need to rub oil on your robes, and you need to go, ahomina, homina, 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 homina. Full stop. If you want your damn thing to work, if you want your gun to fire, you need to do that. They are very bizarre, and they actually have a bit of a point, because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works. So they obviously know something about what they're doing. The most notable member of the Adeptus Mechanicus is Archmagos, Magos, whatever, Belisarius Call. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Yeah. This is the group we're talking about. These are these weirdos. Here.
So do these guys, like, purposely make themselves machine-like? I'm okay, I'm asking you the question. As he's chewing. Okay. What you eating? Damn. All right. I brought home some fried rice and he's noshing it.
The Omnissian Creed. The credo, Omnissiah. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There is no strength in flesh, only weakness. There is no constancy in flesh, only decay. There is no certainty in flesh, but death. Flesh is weakness, flesh is death. The Omnissiah is the god of the machines, and if you wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become enlightened.
So, I get that the legions or whatever can't go against the Adeptus, but so like, does Ferris respect them? Yeah.
He's dead.
Well, when he was alive, and he's the guy who lost his head, right? Yeah. Poor guy. Poor guy. No, isn't it his legion who's just like flesh is weak?
Yeah.
So did he like them? Was he like, yeah, bros, flesh is weak, cut off your shit?
We don't know. Literally in like book 2 of the series, he got killed.
No, that was book 2 of Heresy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he knew the Adeptus prior to dying, didn't he?
Probably.
They
never wrote about that.
They never wrote about them broing out? They never wrote about them broing out like, hey man, I cut off my hand last week, it was great.
His legion now is cool with them.
Okay. I don't know, I just thought that would be a thing. Like, you got a Primarch who's like, fuck flesh, and you got this group that's like, fuck flesh. I just thought maybe they'd go on a camping trip or something together. I don't know. Maybe I just had my hopes up. I'm sorry.
Hard technophiles mixed with religious extremism. Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, for their army side of things, they are with the Tari. The Tari operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of vehicles, tanks, and different people in between. They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and
Sorry, I'm mad tired. I just got home. Like, that's part of the reason I've been gone for like a month. I've just been working so much, and my brain just shuts down as soon as I get home. So, apologize if you see me yawning. I'm not bored. I'm just trying to stay awake.
enjoyable and, in fact, quite effective both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry, and gear. Overall, as an army on the tabletop, they're very weird and have a whole bunch of different shenanigans, but if you like kind of that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup.
Yeah, that guy looks cool. Is that the dude he was just talking about? I don't remember his name.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that guy. Is that him?
Yep.
All right. He looks pretty cool.
I have him.
You do?
Yeah.
Bring him out. Where's he at?
In the room?
Bring him out.
I have to hunt through boxes and
Just letting y'all know, we have a 2-bedroom apartment, and literally the second bedroom is dedicated to models and painting and all that good stuff. Like, this is my life. This is the life I chose. If I had known this is where my life would be, I'm not sure I would have spoken to him at the bus stop. That's a story for another video.
Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go into battle. Yep. The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though.
So why didn't they find someone who could learn how to do it? I'm confused. That seems like a lack of planning on their part. Like, only have one person with all the knowledge on how something works, and then whoops, he's dead, so I guess we'll just keep this thing running perpetually. Like, I don't understand. That's not good planning. Something's going on in management. We need a team meeting, guys. Gotta share the info.
Oh. Let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
Sisters of Battle!
Has fallen for an eagle in Lego City.
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas, if that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of battle sisters going through the ecclesiarchy section of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church, which is scary. And it is. The Sisters are an extremely zealotous force, and they take this to a full extreme. They believe in 3 main things: faith, martyrdom, and fire. Through the Bolter, the Flamer, and the Melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out Chaos and Heretics. Mainly Heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the Ecclesiarchy Church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons, the Bolter, the Flamer, and the Melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice. Literally. They are the closest things we have to nuns in space. And I'm talking hardcore nuns. They carry holy fire on their backs. They have holy books and sigils all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher. They have small babies that they have removed their brain capacity to make them little servant cherubs to fly around and give them ammunition.
It just bothers me that this is a thing, the mechanical baby angel things. Yes. Why?
It's not what? Not.
But who, do they go and take healthy babies and say, you're doing this in service of the Emperor? Or is it like a...
Period. Babies die all the time.
I mean, babies do die all the time, but... I don't understand. This isn't good. This isn't nice. I'm sorry. What happened, Bricky? Brixie.
They drop churches
Never gonna get this guy's
from
name.
low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop churches into battles.
Where do you get a church to just drop? Where are you just like, man, do they build the churches and then drop them? But why a church? Why not like a nuke?
They're nuns.
But why a church?
Imagine the effect if you showed up and you just dropped a church on people and was like, what now? What you gonna do?
I don't know. If I was a Tyranid, I would be like, okay.
Well, they ain't really fighting Tyranids all like that.
They're fighting...
heretics.
Okay. Which could be chaos, right?
Yeah.
So what? If I'm like a freaking Death Eater and I'm like, okay.
Death Eater?
What did I say?
Death Eater?
Isn't that what it is?
That's Harry Potter.
Wait, wait, isn't there something in Eater? World Eater. World Eater.
Guard.
Death Guard. World Eater. I was testing you guys to see if you got that. Oh shit. Oh my god. Can you imagine a Death Eater just running around? Dementors all like, like, I'm sorry. This is tired. This is exhaustion, okay? Like, I saw like 20 patients today and I'm not. So here we go. But still, back to the point. Dropping churches on people. You can drop anything other than a church. But you decided on a church. All right.
Battles, and they blare war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere and shower holy water across the battlefield.
Okay, so Fulgrim, Emperor's Children, right?
Correct.
Are they all cool with the Sisters of Battle? And it seems like they fight similarly. I'm on the battlefield blasting war hymns. Don't the Emperor's Children, they're all like sound weapons.
Yeah, they're more like sound weapons because, like, we found out that sound can rip you apart and it's really cool. Sisters of Battle are like, literally, if a black church sent their missionaries
Oh no!
to go fight a war.
Oh no!
So they're like singing spiritual hymns while they kill people.
He
It's a
brought
little
up.
bit different.
He said a black church. He said a black church. That's terrible. That's terrible. I still think the Emperor's Children would have rocked with the Sisters of Battle. So, like, did they go into battle with Astartes? Were they all like, hey, man, you're in the sector. We blowing up this planet. You want to come hang out?
Sometimes.
Okay. But when would an Astartes be like, I need a Sister of Battle?
No, it's more so like there might be a world, chaos attacks the world. The world might have had a sister's convent on it, and then like there just happened to be a Space Marine cruiser in orbit, and they're like, all right, let's work together.
Oh god. Oh lord.
Or it could be the Black
I
Templar.
just drooled. I just drooled.
You know I'm leaving that in.
No, don't leave it in. Take it out. Edit it out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, so Sisters of Battles dropping churches, singing war hymns. Got it.
These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome. They can literally stave off demons on the tabletop because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons. And all these girls, oh, not a crack. Not a crack in that mental armor. Now, as much as a meme as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo Gabloglian, yeah, which I can't unsee anymore, I gotta say, I love their design. I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new line of figures very recently, and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally undying saint, from the Triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model, those organ tanks I mentioned earlier. This shit is the most over-the-top badassery in a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it is it over the top. But Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, oh, this is such a cool faction. By Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So it has been for 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time. And speaking of burning demons,
I can see!
I can fight!
the Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition. The Grey Knights are a super secretive and much more old school look at power armored knights, except they are all psychers. All of them have that crazy space magic magician shit. For every 100,000 guardsmen, there's one Grey Knight. For every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight. Grey
Goddamn.
Knight.
So why isn't everyone just a freaking Grey Knight? It sounds like everyone's just been messing up this entire time. Like, why are we not all Grey Knights?
Good enough to be a great.
What do you need to do to be a good Grey Knight?
Be incorruptible, a powerful ass psyker, and be compatible to become a Space Marine.
Okay, none of that makes sense because aren't psychers quote unquote bad?
But you need psychers to fight psychers.
So how would you find someone who's a Space Marine candidate and also a psycher if you're out there hunting psychers?
Exactly. You go hunt the psychers and you're like, hey, this little 8-year-old psyker kid would make a good Space Marine. Instead of killing him...
How would you know he would make a good Space Marine until you did the operation?
No, they can test you.
Oh, they can. So then why do people still die?
It's... Okay, okay.
No!
Listen, so the science is there. The science is there. But the understanding of the science has been lost.
Which again makes no sense to me, but okay.
And so, like, rather than, like, give people anesthesia, they're like, hey, if you're gonna be a good Space Marine, you should have the mental fortitude to withstand us cutting you open and just, like, leaving you raw on a table while we jam stuff into you.
No, that makes no sense.
Oh, it doesn't make sense. It's just what they do.
So I want to be a Grey Knight. Where do I apply?
Titan.
I go to Titan and I apply. Didn't Titan get blown up?
No. Titan, the moon.
Oh, wait.
That's where their base is. It's on Titan.
Didn't something get blown up?
All sorts of things.
All sorts of things got blown up. No, wasn't there was it the guardsman? Cathalaland?
Acadia.
Wow, I was completely off. But that place got blown up.
Yes.
Okay.
Acadia got blown up.
I prefer Cathalaland, I'm just saying. Cathalaland.
Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute just strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor believed that the demons of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is right. However, this group is entirely based on doing that through a myriad of tactics. Coming from the planet, or I guess the moon of Titan in the Sol system, the Grey Knights are thrown through extremely rigorous training and are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be. Since the demons of the warp are the warp and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and stay perfectly sane. One of their characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. He has a demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama, and he has to have it on him.
Is that the name of it? This dude has a sword named Mahamahama?
I feel like that might be a joke.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Like, I'm just like, okay, that sounds like a name I could get behind.
He has a sword with a demon bound in it, and the demon names in 40k are like just random syllables.
Okay. Wait, is this the guy who the sword constantly talks to him and tries to corrupt him, and he's just like, nah? Did I make that up?
Sounds like a demon sword. I don't know if that does that, but
You know, that just sounds like something that would be in 40k. Like, there's a gun that tries to kill you every night. That's a 40k thing. And there's a guy named Johnny Jacksville who owns it. I don't know. I feel like there should be a game where it's just like, pick the non-40k thing out of this list. And we'll see how I would do. I'm not sure I would do very well, because I would feel like everything's from 40k.
Because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them. Use my power. Use my strength. Suck my penis. Whatever.
Have you watched this? Okay. The freaking sword. Like, use my power. Use my strength. Suck my penis. That sounds like some 40k shit. I'm sorry. It could also be like, do my taxes. I don't know. It's so stupid.
Whatever the possibility. And so he has to keep it on him all the time as this thing whispers to him consistently. And he has to stave it off forever, being alone in his chambers or on the battlefield, because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard.
So why would he use this shit? Like, why would he use it? It's imbued with, like, demon energy or some shit. He's supposed to be, like, this holier-than-thou Grey Knight who's all like, man, I'm just so awesome. Like, I can project to the warp and ain't nothing gonna happen to me. And then he's like, let me use this demon sword.
what is more terrifying to your foes than when you took their boss, bound it into a sword, and then started beating them with it?
Okay, but now you're like separated from your people because no one can get close enough to you.
Dude, he's having a grand old time. Just walking around, just slapping demons with their boss.
I feel like there should be an HR department. Because this sounds like employee abuse. I'm just saying.
So, they do have one.
There's an HR department in Warhammer?
It's called the Administratum.
Is that the people who write?
Yeah, I mean, they do all sorts of
okay.
things.
The people who write, but it takes them years to write, and
If
then
you filed a complaint with HR,
Oh my
they
God.
get back to you in 500 years.
so I would be dead, and they would just be like, "Here's the update on your car's warranty." Like, what? This universe is so interesting. Like, I really, really appreciate the lore and everything I'm learning about it, but I'm also just like, what the fuck in general? Like, I don't understand it. There's so many questions, and there's not enough time to get them all answered.
He is that pure of heart and mind, and all the characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that. The only issue is that Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy,
Okay.
more ways than one. If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy.
Right.
So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons, and the Grey Knights arrive and they kill all the demons,
They're gonna kill you.
I'm a risk.
Oh no!
And so guess who's not making it out of there? On the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people. They teleport all around the place. They are fast strike groups, small amounts of models because they're so dang strong. You only have so many characters, but with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and
So here's the question. Are they on Terra, or were they on Terra? Yeah.
No, their base is on Titan.
Okay, so wait. So isn't there like a royal guard in Terra?
That's the Custodians.
Okay. Are they stronger than Grey Knights?
Physically, yes. Mentally, no.
So a custodian can go get drunk and get some prostitutes. But a Grey Knight would be like, no.
Where did the prostitutes come into this?
I'm freaking tired. I'm just asking. You said that they're not mentally strong.
I meant, like, as far as psychic ability.
Okay.
Like, Grey Knights are the pinnacle, like, psychers of the Imperium.
That's a very interesting frozen image of Bricky right there. I don't know what he's doing, like T-Rex hands. All right, so what do you do with the Grey Knight? Like, do they send them out to help legions? Like, do they just chill on Terra and wait for something to come to them? Like, what do they do?
So they literally just exist to fight chaos.
Okay.
So if a demon incursion pops up somewhere, they'll form a strike group and then send them out to go do that. Some of them like patrol, known regions of space where like demonic incursions are likely to occur.
Okay.
And so they're kind of there as a rapid insertion force.
Okay.
But like literally they only concern themselves with demons. So like Imperial Guard, the Astra Militara, might be fighting a war against like, say, Xenos, Tyranids.
Okay.
And then some demons pop up.
Okay.
The Grey Knights will come, kill the demons,
And kill
look at
everyone
the
else.
Imperial Guard,
And then kill
and then
them?
be like, it's time for you to die. Because no one can know about this.
That's terrible. I just feel like if I heard they were coming, I would be like, later.
But nobody knows who they are. You wouldn't know to run.
If I saw some guys come in and they were just like, man, I'm a powerful psyker, but I'm also an Astartes looking motherfucker, I'd be like, oh, it's them. I'd just be like, I gotta go. I don't know. That's just me. Self-preservation. That's all about me. I was gonna ask you another question. So where the hell were they when Horus was getting all fucked up?
So
Horus the man.
They weren't created until after the heresy.
Oh, so they're 40K.
Right.
Okay.
Like literally actually during the heresy, the foundations of the beginning of the organization were created. So Nathaniel Garrow,
I remember that name.
Death Guard guy that you hate, that was a loyalist.
Hold on. I'm trying to bring it back. Was he the guy with the bitch and they were trying to get off a ship?
Yes.
Okay. See,
So
I pay attention.
Malkador essentially charged him with like finding other people that were like incorruptible to, fight Horus. And like his organization becomes the Grey Knights.
This is some dumb shit. So he was basically traumatized, had PTSD from the heresy. And he was just like, well, our number one rule is that if anyone's been exposed to demons, they have to die.
So the entire Imperium was traumatized from the heresy.
Well, this guy sounds like he's very traumatized, because for you to go create your own little mini legion and just be like, we're not saving nobody, just kill everything that you see. It just seems like he might be having nightmares about it. I don't know. I'm kind of mad because I feel like if they were around during the well, actually, I guess I can't be mad because I'm Team Heresy. But if they were around during the heresy, a lot of this probably could have been avoided. So why can't Magnus, with his time traveling ability, go to the future and get the Grey Knights?
What?
Doesn't Magnus have time travel? Didn't we learn that he can control time a little?
I mean, a little bit.
So then he could have gotten the idea of Grey Knights and been like, hey man, like, here it is, set that shit
Know
up.
what was gonna happen?
Yes, he did, didn't he? Wasn't he the one who was like, Dad, through the webway? Wasn't like, I might be mixing shit up. I could have sworn.
No, he did go try to warn the Emperor.
Exactly, so he knew some shit was gonna go down.
He didn't know anything about Grey Knights, though.
But he could have traveled into the future, gotten that information, brought it back. Makes me think of that Simpsons episode. Like, I might be unborn. I might be unborn. But no, he could have done that. He could have gone. Magnus is at the crux of everything. Now that I found out that this dude had the ability to travel a little bit in time, like, he could have literally stopped everything. Ow. Sorry. Everything.
Leaving that.
Don't. No, but there are a couple of people that I'm like, you were sleeping. What were you doing? You were doing nothing. The first one being the Emperor. The Emperor should have been like, man, I'm totally fucking up this dad thing. I'm not paying attention to my kids. They might actually feel abandoned. That's the first guy. Second guy was Lorgar. Everyone was sleeping on Lorgar. They were just like, man, this guy, he's like, some kind of fanatic. No, y'all slept on him. Third guy, Horus. Y'all slept on him too. Horus was like, listen, I'm sick. And then this demon was like, bro, you sick? You know who else is sick? The Emperor. That kind of comment came in. Who else we sleeping on? We sleeping on, what's his name? Friggin' Magnus. Did I say Magnus already? I don't remember. This list is getting long. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Continuing with the Grey Knights, who should have existed prior to stop all of this, but didn't because Magnus is a bitch.
You try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight hits really damn hard. They're fun, though, if you like that kind of fast-striking kind of army. Oh, and also, Caldor Drago is a thing. We're not even going to get into Caldor Drago. All right, that is, oh my goodness gracious. I am the hammer. I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time.
Damn.
Grey Knights are pretty hardcore.
Okay.
They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marines and you want to, don't think they're holy enough, you want to be holier? Grey Knights.
How much holier can you get?
Holier and big. Let's talk Imperial Knights.
Oh, Lord, he coming!
Do you like gigantic
Is this the thing that
walkers
you
the
have
size of homes or medium
that costs like
sized
$6 million?
buildings? Do you want to
The Imperial Knight thing. Oh, where'd he go? All right. He ran off. Damn. I'm over here asking questions, trying to get better and be better. And then the person who's supposed to be teaching me just ran off and abandoned me. So, all right. I feel like he owns a couple of these. Or are they Titan? I don't know. Are Titans the same thing? Yeah. Are you back? Where are you? I have questions. Okay. Guess I'll ask him later.
kill heretics, but you want to kill like 40 of them?
That looks
per
like
turn?
that green one looks like the one that he has. I don't know if that's are they synonymous? Is a Titan this thing? An Imperial Knight?
Yes, I own
Oh.
Imperial Knights.
Oh, wow. So I was asking questions and you just ran away. You have the green ones, right?
Well, I painted them green.
Okay. It looks very cool. That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen him paint. I think it's pretty awesome.
Turn Do you want a gigantic, old-school knight noble house style of walkers with giant chainsaw arms? Then you got Imperial Knights. Imperial Knights, it's not a whole lot to talk about them because they're just gigantic walkers, but they have this old-school, like, house feel to them. Like, literally, like, they're houses. Each Imperial Knight comes from a house, and each of them act in their own special way. These behemoth of walkers also destroy...
Okay, so where is this footage from? With the Imperial Knights?
I think that's the Dawn of War 3 trailer.
Okay, because it looks pretty cool. Is this dude about to tackle him?
Probably.
Almost
Why?
everything in their path.
Oh, nope. He got... that went the other way. He was just like, not today. I don't know if I would have run head first into that. Like, you know, maybe shot a couple of shells from afar. Like, that's another thing. Every time I see footage from games or like mini movies or shit, I'm like, a lot of people seem to be doing unnecessarily dangerous stuff. Like, am I wrong? Like, the monster's coming or whatever, the Xenos is over there, you're over here. To me, I'm just like, you know, let's spray a couple of bullets. Let's, you know, gauge, are we doing any damage? Da-da-da-da-da. Like,
Tara?
wait, I'm explaining the madness.
No, I'm saying there's literally a meme of a tank commander half out of his hatch with a sword, and the caption is, drive me closer, I want to hit them with my sword.
Okay, that summarizes it very well. Because I will watch these things and I'm like, yo, why did he just run up on this thing? This thing has like hands are, you know, scythes and sickles for hands, and he just looks really dangerous. And I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to close combat him just yet. And they're just like, yeah, let's go. And then they get their head cut off or something through their guts. And I'm just like, you just lost an Astartes right there. Like, you just throwing personnel and resources out the window. And then no one remembers how anything works. So you're just like, oh, we're just doing this from rote memory. Let's collect the gene seed and let's go stab another little boy and hope it works. Like, I don't understand. This is very strange to me. It's like they prey on the universe.
We out there stabbing little boys.
Isn't that what they do? Isn't that a part of turning someone into an Astartes?
Surgery.
You gotta stab to do some surgery. Like, yeah. Like, get in there and put in the gene seed. Like, I don't know. People aren't like, I want to go back and see that again. I need to see that one more time. Let's go back.
Imperial Knight comes from a house.
Right? Shooting, right? This thing is huge. It's bigger than you. I thought you would have some kind of tactic, like one guy distracts and then the other comes up behind, does some stuff. He's like, nah. His other dude is like, okay, I'll provide cover. And you're just like, like he literally is just running across the field for no reason. There was no tactical decision there. It was just YOLO, essentially. I don't get it. Just gotta see this. This poor guy, he thinks he's doing something. His friend is like, bro, fall back. And he's just like, nah.
Everything in their path, killing.
Also, the thing is so huge, and you seem to be faster than it. So you see it raise its arm, and you're just like, I'ma keep coming. Like.
So, that's an Eldar Titan.
Okay.
They're not faster than it.
No. I'm saying he is faster.
The Titan?
The Titan to me seemed a lot like, maybe not faster is the right word. The Titan, the Eldar thing looked like it was telegraphing mad hard what it was about to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was animated like, you know, poor-ish. But like, lore-wise?
No. I get it. Lore-wise, he might not be faster, but hold on. Let's go back to that. Let's go back.
House feel to them, like literally, like they're
so
houses.
Again, they look cool.
Each Imperial
look at this. So he's running. Each of
them act in their
own
special way.
He's running. His friend is like, nah. Look at this telegraph. He's like, yo. He's like, I'm gonna keep running.
So the other thing that's fun about Knights and Titans is that, so you have a pilot who's like...
Wait, aren't they going to talk about that?
Probably.
Because I think you've told me about that.
Probably.
Okay.
But, you know, your pilot's like, neurally wired into the machine.
So you get to feel it.
Right. But
So they out here Evangelion?
Wait.
Okay.
Because they definitely are.
Okay.
So people who piloted it in the past, like the neural connection has like residual memories from them. And then on top of it, they have a machine spirit, which is literally just a brain that's like in there somewhere. So the machine itself has a personality. There's you, the pilot's personality. And then there's all of the personalities of all the people who have piloted it before you, all fighting for control over the machine at the same time. So he might not have wanted to run headlong into its sword. The machine itself could have just been an angry psychopath and was like, I want to cut it with my chainsaw arm.
Wait, hold on. So the idea of a machine spirit is a real thing. It's not just the Adeptus Mechanicus being like, every machine has a spirit. There are actual spirits in machines?
Well, essentially brains. So the Mechanicus is like, AI is a big no-no.
Okay.
So to get around their need for AI, they use brains.
From unsuspecting little boys.
And criminals.
Can you imagine you put a 7-year-old's brain in this thing? You're like, go for it, Johnny.
Hey, look, it could very well be.
Oh my
and
God.
Maybe that's why it thought the best tactic
Was to just run straight. I mean, look, we have the screen frozen. He is telegraphing mad hard. He's just like, bro, there's only one outcome from this. And the guy was just like, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take this chance. Okay, so hold on. Are there any books about Titan pilots?
Yes.
Do these books go in depth about the potential madness?
Yes.
Or where are these books?
I have some audiobooks. I think I have one hard copy book
Okay.
in the storage room.
Okay.
But they exist.
All right. I'm gonna have to read one of those because so we write about a Titan pilot, but we don't write about a dreadnought.
I mean, dreadnoughts get like chapters in books.
No, I need a whole freaking book. Is that Boba Fett looking at me?
It's a Mandalorian. It's not
okay.
Boba Fett.
I'm sorry. He has like a model next to the camera, and I just noticed it. I was like, wait, what's happening? Why is he shooting at me? I don't
That's
understand.
like film.
Wow. Probably. All right, back to the telegraphing Eldar. Doesn't make any sense.
Also destroy almost everything in their path, killing full
What was gonna
swaths of squads in a couple shots.
Okay, so maybe he took the L so his friend could... That's still a waste of resources. Because what, you've only killed one? How many others are there?
So, I mean, the Eldar are a dying race, so probably not that many.
All right.
on legions of troops. Like, these things do not mess around. And they look so cool. Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights, actually, for that matter, don't have a whole lot to discuss. They're just super big, heavy walkers, and they look different depending on your house or Chaos God you currently believe in. And overall, these things are just really cool if you want to murder everything in your path. They're the big, scary, big unit of Warhammer, and if you want to collect them, go to town. They make for a great painting project, too. Getting more back down to earth, let's talk something about a little bit different, a little more gold.
Oh, these
If
are
guardsmen are regular soldiers, space marines are super soldiers, Grey Knights are super soldiers, the Adeptus Custodes are super soldiers cubed. The Adeptus Custodes are the third major army I own. I know, 3 armies. I know, I got carried away, okay, but that's all.
Sounds like
I only
he has
have
a
3,
lot of armies.
okay? They are our final brand of Space Marines, but these ones are super special. Okay, if a guardsman is 6 foot, a Space Marine is 7 feet, a custodian is 8 feet. These are the giant defenders of Holy Terra, which is also Earth. Earth is Terra, Terra, themselves. These are the people that literally guard the Emperor's throne room, hence Custodes. These boys protect the Emperor's throne room at all times and are literally like handcrafted people. They're not humans brought up by a gene seer or something. These are all handcrafted super soldiers. I think from a tube. These behemoth of men are like 8 feet, 8.5 feet tall, and functionally immortal. They stand still, spear in hand, for hundreds of years without the need to sleep and barely even the need to eat, watching over the throne room and every other area of Holy Terra for their entire purpose in life. And oh my lord, are they terrifying. These custodians put Space Marines to shame. If you liked your super soldiers, these are your super mega soldiers. One of these men can take on probably 3 Space Marines and most likely win. There are many different groups of custodians as well, like the Solar Watch, or there's also one of my personal favorite, the Aquilian Shield. The Aquilian Shield go out to seemingly unimportant individuals and protect them because they believe that they are going to be doing something very important in their lives. For instance, let's say a regular guardsman gets the protection of this giant 8.5 foot tall golden god because that guardsman will end up becoming a general one day or something of that nature. The custodians work in mysterious ways and are almost always outnumbered but never outmatched. These people are pretty horrifying, both on the tabletop as well as in the lore. There are very few of them, however, and there's actually an extremely small amount of them, but that's kind of the point. There's only so many of these people that can have war gear this strong, weapons this powerful, and training this good, and the custodians have all 3 of it. For 100 years, I stood my watch amidst the somber shadows of the Sanctum Imperialis. I was still as a statue, but always ready, always attuned to dangers unseen. Days, months, years passed by in a frenzied blur beyond those walls, yet within, little moved and nothing changed. For 100 years, I did not but wait, yet had any threat appeared, I would have struck it down in a heartbeat. For 100 years, I stood my watch, and as it ends, I can tell you this: patience is a weapon. The custodians are the top dogs of the Imperium, and they hurt just that same way. Though I do want to discuss a little bit about the Sisters of Silence before we get out of here, because the Sisters of Silence I also have a few of, and they're really fun, but they don't get enough attention. These kind of bald plume ladies are a whole group of pariahs, or also known as blanks. We'll be referring to them as blanks from now on. So as every mind is somewhat connected to the warp, these blanks are a genetic mutation that has it suppressed heavily. Because of that mind suppression, normal people feel this weird, like, uncomfortable nature when around them. When a Sister of Silence walks past them, you feel ill. You feel just uncomfortable and strange. So most of them don't actually live past childhood, because once they are birthed, they're, well, you know, killed or something at a very young age because they just emit a horrifying aura. These ladies, however, are guardians of the throne as well for more psychic threats. See, none of the custodians are psychers, so they have a difficult time dealing with major demons and other kinds of psychic phenomena. These sisters are extremely specialized in it, all of them taking a vow of silence as they don't speak, hence the term Sisters of Silence, but they communicate through hand gestures and things of that nature. But if there's a demon issue, if there's any kind of warp-based problem, the sisters are extremely adept at dealing with.
Are there any books on the Sisters of Silence?
There are books where they are in them, even sometimes like main characters, but
nothing dedicated to.
Yeah.
Of course, everything I'm interested in, they're like, fuck her, and they never have anything out there.
Them, thanks to their blank gene. They normally work a lot of time with the custodians because they have to deal with both kinds of threats, but they're not represented that way on the tabletop. In fact, they only have like one real model for them, which is very unfortunate. I hope they'll get something new soon because I think they should really be working together as it is that way in the lore, but hopefully we'll get there soon. But if we're talking about blanks, let's talk assassins.
My precious power ring, gone forever.
It's been a long video. We're about to round it out. We got this and one more human thing and then we're done. The assassins though, the Officio Assassinorum, oh boy, these people are deadly. Yeah, they're called assassins, they should be, but oh man, these people will mess you up. So these are from the Officio Assassinorum, a very special organization, and they are handpicked by the Grand Master of the Officio Assassinorum from the what was it called? Scola Progenium. It's basically an orphan school. Your parents got murdered by demons or something, you get sent to this and you get trained to be whatever. Tempestus drop troop, an inquisitor maybe even. Maybe you get a blank gene and you get thrown into the Sisters of Silence, or sometimes you just disappear. When you are taken, however, you go to one of 4 temples, because the Assassinorum works in the temple style of things. These temples are the Vindicare, Caluxus, Calidus, and Eversor temples. Let's start with the Vindicare. I'm far away. I've been sitting here for 3 weeks. Poof! The Vindicare temple is the main sniper-based temple. Gigantic sniper rifles for all these assassins. Their whole point is to be able to be in a spot and sit there, eye and scope, for weeks, waiting for their perfect target, taking people out from literal miles away after extremely long time periods. The Vindicare temple is about precise, perfect aim. There have been reports of Vindicares being able to single out particular body parts from over 2-3 miles away. Temples in the head, the jugular, for instance, and been sitting there after weeks. And when they're ready, take that shot, time is done, packs them up. The Calidus temple, however, is a lot more about shape-shifting and deviant. It's mostly a female-based one, or at least it seems to be, and this allows a lot of body augmentation for certain individuals to be able to kind of transmorph themselves and infiltrate areas that are problems. These assassins will end up taking missions that take them years, 2-3 years, to infiltrate a heretical group and slowly work their way up, just to get enough time to put a bullet into the main target's head and then escape unharmed. Or become the main target and sabotage it from within. These are all completely about deception, mind tricks, polymorphing, and everything.
So it's the Alpha Legion. They out here just doing secret shit.
Sometimes people need to be assassinated.
I'm not saying no, I'm just saying this specific temple where they're like shape-shifting, take years to infiltrate. I'm like, that sounds like some Alpha Legion shit.
I mean, true, but they're loyal.
Alright, whatever.
Everything in between, and lots of drawings. Lots of drawings. The
Of course
temple,
there are. Of course
kind of
there are.
disturbing one. The Eversor temple is about when you don't want anything to come back alive, friend or foe. You want it all dead. An Eversor is psychogenically conditioned with just psychotherapy and psychological torture to only feel violence, hatred, and anger. It does the Clockwork Orange style of thing of just making you forced to watch never-ending pain and misery and psycho conditioning, I guess is the term. And then they pump you full of tons of psychedelic drugs and they cryo-freeze you. And then they drop you in an area where they just want to make sure everything is dead. And then you defrost, full of just all this insane, mind-boggling psychotherapy and psychedelic drugs, and you just go to town. Yeah, if you don't care if anyone comes back alive. You're like, all right, lost cause, send them in. Finally, there's the most bizarre temple, the Caluxus temple. The Caluxus assassins are feared even among the other temples. So that blank gene, the people will go to the Caluxus temple with this as well. And this is where they can harness that to be massively anti-psyker or even just anti-regular people. They're seen with extreme fear and distrust among many, many people. They are described by the Eldar by quote as being pure evil. Imagine that uncomfortable feeling from that blank gene I mentioned, and then imagine them being taught and given equipment to amplify it by 100. If normally regular people feel uncomfortable, now they are basically akin to being a siren wailing directly in your ear. And if you're a psyker, oh no, the sheer presence of a Caluxus assassin is enough for you to tear your skin off. You will rather gouge your eyes out and rip your nails off than even being near this person. The Caluxus assassin is when you want psychers to literally lose their minds, and they will go on their knees and ask you to gun them down because it is a suitable choice over being anywhere near you. The motto of that temple is, that which is unknown and unseen commands the greatest fear. Now, for the tabletop, assassins aren't that special. You can call them in no matter what Imperium faction you are, and they do a lot of work for themselves, but at the same time, they're very specialized and require a lot of finesse. And they work the way you generally want them to, though. You want to cause some distortion and weird stuff, you take a Calidus. You want to just murder swaths of infantry and then blow up Eversor. You want to kill that one guy, Vindicare, and if you have a lot of Psychers, Caluxus. It's a nice little, like, jack of all trades if you have a specific thing you want to kill.
Do you have any of these?
I have a Vindicare.
Oh, okay.
You get to choose which is really fun. But now, let's talk about the last human faction. We can round this video out before we do part 2. The Inquisition. And we have a lot to talk about with them.
This is one group that I'm always confused about.
Oh boy. Where do I even begin with the Inquisition?
It's okay, they're confused.
Take every secret
They're
police
confused about
you
themselves
think
as
of.
well, damn.
The KGB, the Gestapo, the
Which is not
CIA, FBI, any of these kinds of people. And then mark it up by about 10 and give them the most power in the entire Imperium. No, you know what? How about this? This right here, it's not just a quote. This is the Imperial motto, the motto of the Inquisition. I apologize for my bad pronunciation. Innocentia nihil probat. Innocence proves nothing.
Excellent.
The most powerful organization in the Imperium, the secret police, their number one motto is innocence proves nothing. The Inquisition goes around like the secret police or like detectives to find issues in the Imperium. And they have different ordos depending on which one we're talking about. The Ordo Hereticus, the Ordo Xenos, the Ordo Malleus, for instance, and a whole bunch of other ones. Hereticus is obvious, they deal with heretics. Xenos tries to find alien threats, and Malleus is demons.
Yo, if you're out there trying to find alien threats and you're a human, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. If I go to a planet and there's like a Tyranid hanging out and I'm just like, well, I'm an Inquisitor and that's a Tyranid. I'm talking to you.
You still have to talk into the microphone.
I'm talking into the microphone. I'm asking a question. Answer my question. What's the answer to my question?
So look,
Yeah.
some planets, there could be an alien hide. Sometimes the people on the planet, like, they might be so far removed from the center of government that they might start trading with aliens and kind of forget the whole weird xenophobic thing.
I feel like that's
Sometimes-
something that's real important that you wouldn't want to forget, especially when you get like 6 foot, 7 foot dudes running around. Like, I saw you look at a planet with Xenos. I'm about to murk you. Like, I don't think that's something I would forget.
There are even communist aliens that will come and, like, give you technology and be like, I'm gonna make your life better. Just come join my empire.
And you forgot. You forgot which Imperium you belong to. People like that straight up get murked.
Eventually.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. All right, let's... I still don't get it. So, they're human, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because every time I read a book and they talked about an Inquisitor, like, the Space Marines just seemed mad scary. They were just like, oh, it's an Inquisitor. Oh, screw you, Inquisitor. Oh, get the fuck off my ship. And I'm just like, this is a human. You could literally flatten them out.
So, because of their remit, where they answer to no one but their peers,
Right.
they have access to technology, weapons, some of them psychic powers.
Okay.
Some of them have, like, legit aliens in their entourage that, like, a single Space Marine, you have no idea what kind of weaponry that dude might have on him. He could literally have a ring that could, like, fire a laser that had the power of a nuke
Oh,
out of his pinky finger. Like,
okay. But then why were they so scared of them?
it's not so much that they're scared, it's they're the only people in the Imperium that can impose on a Space Marine's freedom. And Space Marines are not...
But how, though? That's what I always was confused about. I'm like, how?
So literally the remit of an Inquisitor is they can use any resources of the Imperium at any given point in time. Literally all they have to do is flash their badge and they can just take your shit to serve whatever purpose they want.
And the Emperor's okay with this.
Well, the Emperor is on the golden toilet. Like,
well, prior to that, weren't Inquisitors around prior to that?
Okay, so the Inquisition was literally, like, the foundation of it was started by Malcador the Sigillite, so the Emperor's right-hand man.
Okay, so this was after 30k.
It was starting, like, literally during the siege of Terra.
I'm just learning more and more every time when I watch these videos that a lot of this shit could have been avoided. Don't get me wrong, I'm Team Horus, I'm Team Heresy, but wow, if Magnus had done his shit, if the Emperor had done his shit, if Malcador has done his shit, it didn't have to happen. And now, because of that, the galaxy has to burn. Sorry. Not sorry. You guys did this to yourselves.
Have different specializations in what they're trying to go for as this Inquisitor. And that's what they're called, Inquisitors. Each of them, as an Inquisitor, has their own free reign to do as they wish. They may have a ship and a crew, and they go out to find problems and interrogate people a lot. They are above the law in every department over Space Marines. Now, the Space Marines might argue against them and stuff, and there might be a lot of blowback, but technically they are above them as Inquisitors. They are looking to investigate and figure out coups and cults and demonic incursions and possible Xenos issues like gene stealers or a new threat coming into an area. They're about learning that stuff and actually doing detective work. And memes aside, they're pretty good at it. The Inquisition having all of this power does make them a little bit power hungry and frantic sometimes. And yes, it is still a bad thing, but most of them are pretty good at their job. And they spend a lot of time.
Who's that? Like Marie Antoinette, the Inquisitor? Like, what is happening? Like, she has to get, glam done before she goes and...
So, I mean, you figure this universe was created in the 80s. Big hair was in.
Ain't nobody have big hair like that. It looks like she's literally going to a French ball at Versailles or something. Like, what is happening? No.
Being very diligent to make sure that all of these leads they follow are proper and correct. They're basically space detectives with enormous power and sometimes a bit of a power complex. And we haven't even talked about Exterminatus yet. Exterminatus is deeming a planet unfit to be saved. I deem that this planet is demon infested and taking it back will cost too many resources and is not worth it. I have now committed Exterminatus on this planet. I will now sign the death warrant of an entire Imperium planet as it is unfit to take and better to be destroyed than allow the enemy to hold it. This can mean saturation bombardment. This can mean cracking the planet's core and breaking it apart. Doesn't matter. Render this planet inhospitable to all life. Yes, the innocence proves nothing people are the only people who can choose this planet must die in its entirety. Yeah, you're playing the villain. Now, it is memed a lot, but most Inquisitors are very rare to do Exterminatus. Exterminatus is a very crazy thing. There's only so many worlds that you don't want to destroy all of them.
So here's the question. Would that ever take precedence over saving, I don't know, like a couple of Grey Knights? Like, if you were above a planet and you know that there was a group of Grey Knights on the planet trying to destroy some chaos shits.
So the Grey Knights actually work for the Inquisition.
Oh, damn! Okay! Alright.
So absolutely, if the Grey Knights are like, we can't handle this, and the only way we can stop this is by blowing up this planet.
But you wouldn't try and get them off world?
They themselves, because their ships have these warheads, they themselves, if they're on the planet and they're like, we can't handle this, we need to destroy this world, they will call their brothers in orbit and be like, exterminatus time, go. And their brothers are like, you sure? And they're like, I said what I said. And then they hit the big red button.
That doesn't make any sense. Again, the waste of resources.
This is last resort.
The fact that you're telling me that they would do it is not good.
So the cases where they would do this is where they're like, okay, we're about to die.
Okay.
And if we die, Chaos is going to take this planet, and then there's no one else to defend this sector.
Okay.
So if they gain a foothold on this planet, they can then take over the sector, and now, like, half the Imperium can be drowned in chaos. We can't let that happen. So push the big red button and blow up this planet and add it to the list of all the other planets that we've had to blow up.
Nope. I would literally be like, listen, let me get I gotta tell you guys something. They'd be like, what? I'm like, hold on. They would hear my jangling keys as I got in the escape pod. They would hear my escape pod take off. I would be out of the atmosphere, and then I'd be like, all right, I just wanted to tell you guys that the planet can't be saved. Can you please exterminate this planet? Like, why am I gonna stay on the planet and end up getting blown to Kingdom Come? Okay, they should not call it Warhammer. They should call it 40K, the biggest waste of resources tabletop game extravaganza. I think it would work. I would buy that shirt. In fact, I think we should make that a shirt. We're gonna make it a shirt. Coming soon to the Etsy shop.
Now, naturally, with the memes aside, there are some people who are a little bit rough on this one. But most Inquisitors generally don't like to do Exterminatus a ton, but it is...
Who's that?
I forget her name, but she's an Inquisitor.
No, Fido, whatever. Fido?
I'm pretty sure Cryptman was...
Yeah, you're playing the villain. Now,
what?
it is memed a lot,
Heretic,
but most
Inquisitor
Inquisitors are very rare to do Exterminatus.
That's the thing.
Exterminatus is a very crazy thing. There's only
people
so
get
many
drunk with power.
worlds that you don't want to destroy all of them. Now, naturally, with the memes aside, there are some people who are a little bit rough on this one. But most Inquisitors generally don't like to do Exterminatus a ton, but it is an option they have. And it's a crazy option when you think about it. Secret Police Inquisition are unfortunately not represented on the tabletop very much. You generally kind of put one in
Does that bitch have a candle on her hat? Like, what is that?
Yes.
That's a candle?
Yes.
What you blowing? Candle in the wind ass bitch? Like, what is happening? First of all, she's like a pilgrim. And then she has a candle on her head. And then she's got like a high-powered crossbow?
Well, so it's a bolt gun,
Okay.
but it has a crossbow attachment to fire sanctified, like, stakes.
And then she's got to protect the boobs.
Yeah,
There.
boob armor it's a thing.
It's a thing. Well, it's better than not having anything at all, as every other...
I mean, look, when you got, like, triple G's, you gotta keep them safe.
But you gotta wear heels. You gotta look classy, girl. Gotta look classy when you're out there, like, policing the universe. And what happened over here? Like, she lost an eye or something, or she installed that to look into your soul?
She probably lost an eye.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, anything's possible when you walk around with a pilgrim hat and a candle. Like, what is this? Does she throw, like, cranberry sauce at people? What's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Army, if you feel like it, you have a couple special options there and some side content, but they're not really fleshed out very well, and personally they need a lot more stuff put in there, and they really need a lot more effort put into them.
So if you play them, what do? Like, you roll the die and it's just like you get to ask 5 questions. So like, you stop the other army from progressing because you stand in front of them like, are you a heretic? And I'm sorry. If they don't have that in the game, Games Workshop, give me a call, because that would be fucking hilarious. Like, you just like roll a 10 or something, and it's just like, all right, I get to stop your progression, and you can't move for 2 turns. Doesn't it make sense?
So they do have 40K like tabletop role playing games.
Okay.
Where you can literally roleplay as an Inquisitor.
Oh my god. I would be that annoying person. I would just be like, I step out onto the battlefield, stare down an Astartes, and I say, where were you last night between 8 and 10 p.m.? He's just like, there. And yeah, that's what I would do. We can roleplay some Warhammer. I would do that.
You do that?
If I could be an Inquisitor.
You totally could be an Inquisitor.
And if I could have a sidekick.
Yes, that's
I want a
okay.
sidekick. What do I want? I want a baby Tyranid that I have. Wait, hold on, hold on. He's giving me a face. Hold on. I want a baby Tyranid that I've lobotomized and I've separated from the hive mind so it doesn't get communication from it. And I want it to sit on my shoulder, and whenever someone pisses me off, I'm just like, Ralph, go! And then it attacks.
So, I don't know that anybody's done that specifically with Tyranids,
Okay.
but there are Mechanicum tech priests
Yeah.
that definitely do that with monkeys.
Okay.
So, I'm sure if you wanted to roleplay a session where you were an Inquisitor with a pet Tyranid
Called
Ralph,
Ralph. Ralph the Tyrannid.
we can make that happen.
Ralph the fucking Tyrannid.
If anybody in the Bay Area wants to play a 40K RPG with... what's your Inquisitor's name gonna be?
Oh man.
Come on the spot. Let's go.
Tostino rolls.
Tostino Rolls?
Yes.
Inquisitor Tostino Rolls?
Tostino rolls and Ralph the Tyrannid.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be spelled all different. It's gonna be like T-O with a squiggle, and then S, and then like a square for the other T, and then maybe like some dashes to represent Eno, and then rolls will just be a circle.
Okay then.
Yes, Ralph the fucking Tyranid.
So if anybody in the Bay Area of California wants to do a 40K RPG session with Inquisitor Tostino Rolls and Ralph the Tyranid, hit us up. I'm holding her to this.
I'll do it. I don't even do role-playing stuff. I don't do any of that stuff. I would do it if I could be an Inquisitor and I could just run around pissing people off, asking questions. And I want to wear a hat with a candle on it.
I will literally 3D print you a hat.
And we'll
we
put a
can
candle.
on it.
All right. You heard him. Next video, I'm going to be wearing this hat. Just letting you know.
Quite where I want them to be. Overall, the Inquisition makes for a lot of the best storytelling as well, because it's a little bit hard to talk about a big story of a whole bunch of Space Marines killing something, right? It's just a big battle story. It's not as interesting. Having that intrigue and that moral dilemma that an Inquisitor has makes for a lot better media. And honestly, the more people do it, I think it's better, because then it adds a little more humanity to the Warhammer horrible, horrible grimdarkness. And
Yes.
wow, we just finished the humans, all right? Come back for part 2 when we talk about Chaos and Xenos, because we got to talk about the 4 Chaos Gods and all the Chaos Marine Legions and the Tau and the Necrons and the Orcs, and oh boy, we got a lot.
Okay.
I'll see you in part 2.
All right. If it's out. All right. That was a freaking lot. Like, I felt like I watched 2 hours of something, but that was because of my constant commentary and questions. I learned a lot. Like, as I've said in other Bricky videos, I've learned a lot. This was interesting. It's very interesting to know that there's a lot more to the universe, because when I thought Warhammer, I was just like, Astartes, Space Marines. And yeah, I knew about the Adeptus Mechanicum, and I think I knew about the Custodians. I think they were mentioned at some point in some book. But learning more about the world and learning that there are other factions and important parts that make the whole crazy machine work was really cool. As usual, he made it accessible. Someone who's not super deep in the lore and the game, I was able to understand a lot of what he said. I know there are going to be some truly deep fans who are going to be like, he didn't get this right, he didn't talk about this. I understand, but as someone who's just trying to get their feet wet, I feel like it was accessible and it was well done. What I liked, or who I liked in it, which I liked the Grey Knights. I never really knew anything about them. The idea of, you know, hey, we are so awesome and we are psychers. Which again, I know I've mentioned it on 2 other videos, but I still do not understand this relationship that the Emperor and this universe has with Psychers. Like, one minute, it's just like, man, you guys are so powerful. We got to keep you in check. Let's round you up. And then the next minute, it's like, oh my God, you guys are so amazing and you help us with so much shit. You are going to be a Grey Knight or you're going to be fed to the Emperor. Like, it's just a lot. So I like the Grey Knights. I like the idea of them. The Sisters of Silence seemed really cool. I wanted to say cute. Cool. They're really cool. And the idea that they do not talk in their blanks and they're that powerful is pretty awesome. Are they enhanced?
No.
So they're just regular ass women, just like, I'm a blank. Get fucked.
There's some of them who, like, that blankness is so powerful that, like, they could be standing right in front of you and you physically would not see them.
Oh, damn. Okay, Sisters of Silence. All right. Is it Sisters of Silence or Silent Sisters?
You could say both.
All right, okay. Sisters of Battle were cool. I know of them. I've never been really interested in them. Maybe because it reminds me of when I was in Catholic school. And I have PTSD from that. But no, I respect that they exist. Just never been really into them. Things I did not like. I didn't like the assassin thing. I was like, that's a lot. Like, calm down, relax. What else didn't I like? The Adeptus Mechanicum just confuses me because I'm like, okay, yeah, you produce my bullets and crap, but I'm gonna let you exist. Like, I don't understand why someone just doesn't get the information. As someone who really likes to learn things, I just don't understand why people are like, herp-de-derp, we don't remember what this means. Like, it just, I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, love the video. I will be watching part 2 at some point. Hopefully it will be within the next week and we won't be doing this month-long wait ever again. All right, thanks for tuning in. Please like, follow, subscribe. And maybe next time we'll see an update on Big Boy here. All right.
Have to name it.
Oh, this guy needs to be named.
He's
Cindy.
too big to be Ralph.
Cindy.
Cindy.
This is Cindy. Cindy the Tyranid.
Cindy the Screamer Killer.
Cindy right here. Hopefully she'll be painted a little bit more. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.